Want to grow on TikTok? Join our agency for support with expert mentoring, stream protection, and audience growth. It's time to level up. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to join today.
This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by super lightweight Sajid Abid. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Even better knowing the fight's only next week. So all good, man. How's you?
Yeah, all good, thank you. And as you said there, yeah, December 20th, Midlands Area, vacant Midlands Area super lightweight title against a hometown, I don't know if hero's pushing it or not, but certainly an amateur star in Tommy Collins. What do you make of Tommy?
I think he's a decent lad, as in he seems like a nice kid. Um, as far as boxing is concerned, looking at his record, he's not really fought anyone of a reputable source. Don't get me wrong, I'm not disrespecting any journeyman that he's fought, because we all know that journeymen play a massive part in boxing anyway. However, if you look at the guys I've been in with compared to who he's been with, there's a bit of a skill level. But look, I'm not trying to overlook him. I know he's going to be hungry. This is his first 10 round. I've done a few, so experience lies with me. However, I'm training to fight the best, basically. So regardless of whether he turns up as the best or not, it doesn't faze me because I prepared for the best.
As you said, you've competed at a higher level. You fought for the English title in a close fight as well. Um, do you wish you'd have started at area level before the jump up, not just to English, but also that fight in Jeddah as well?
No, not really, because I think everything's led up to this moment just fine. If I didn't lose, I wouldn't have made the improvements that I did. Equally saying, if I didn't lose previously, I wouldn't have made the improvements that I have. So, I'm quite happy with how things have gone. And it's funny because when I first got back into boxing, the area title, just fighting for the area title was something that I was setting myself up to. But going through the route I have, it's made me believe that I can reach higher. So regardless of whether would have won the area title last year before, or even now, I know I can still push for bigger and better things.
And are you still working alongside your boxing career?
No, I left the surgery as of about 6 months ago, I believe. It's come around quick. But as soon as we got the Callum Blockley fight, I thought, you know what, I've got to put all my, I've just got to go for it this time. So I left the surgery at that point. But with the fight not falling through, I thought, oh, is this a bit of a mistake? But because I coach people on the side as well, that really, that really started to do well for itself. So taking that jump away from working in the surgery to now working for myself has been amazing, both from my own boxing perspective and also my own business perspective. So yeah, it's going pretty good.
Is it a lot easier now to manage your time?
Yeah, of course, because I'm more or less working for myself now. So I do things off my own timing. So if my coach needs me to be in Wakefield at a certain time, boom, I can get things done.
That's good to hear. Now, you talked about going on to bigger and better things potentially after this fight against Tommy Collins. How do you assess the domestic scene currently?
Oh, I think it's fantastic. There's a lot of great fighters coming out of it, especially at super lightweight. So I'm excited to know that there is a lot of options. So regardless of what happens, there's definitely a lot of names out there to go fight.
Let's talk about some of those names, and I think you might consider some of them have gone beyond domestic level at this point, but Harlem Eubank was one who was on Channel 5 recently. It looks like he might be moving out of the division up to welterweight now. What do
Hmm.
you make of his progress so far?
Um, I think he's done pretty well, to be fair. Like I was really looking forward to that fight between him and Adam Azim. Now that would have been a really good fight to test. To be fair, both of them. So unfortunately, with that, I'm pretty sure that isn't happening anymore, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so with that not happening, I'm kind of like, oh, never mind. Would have been a bit of a tasty fight that. But it would be good to see Harlem challenge for some titles, some recognized titles. So no, there's also Jack Rafferty, right? He's just recently won the British and I can't remember what other titles he's won, but he's looking really good. So these are all fights that I just even at welterweight, fed like I wouldn't shy away from any fights at welterweight. So there's a lot of options there.
And you mentioned Adam Azim there. We've had previous chats before where you've been really high on his talent. He's next in with Sergei Lipinets, kind of fringe contender level, I suppose you would say,
Yeah.
coming off that win over Robbie Davis Jr. What do you make of Adam and how far he's gone since we last spoke?
And when did we last speak? It was last year sometime,
I think
wasn't it?
so, yeah.
Yeah, he's been somewhat inactive, hasn't he? Due to an injury, I believe.
Mm.
But look, the kid's still young. He's got plenty of time ahead. Worst case boxer could ever do is try rush him too early, because he does have the rest of his career ahead of him. So I'm excited to see how well he does, especially being so young.
And then you've got Dalton Smith, who was number one domestically for a long time, obviously since relinquished the British title. He seems to be kind of knocking on the door now for a world title shot. How impressed have you been with him?
Oh, he's been fantastic. Every single fight I've seen of Doughton, he's been improving step by step. So I believe that the better the opposition with Doughton, the better his performance. So he seems to pull out of the bag.
And we heard yesterday it's apparently been agreed Jack Catterall is going to be fighting Arnold Barboza next. I think it's in January.
Is
Uh,
that for a world title shot?
we're not sure. I think it's Keith Idec first reported it. He said he didn't have full details of the contract yet. But I know they were scheduled to fight in a final eliminator for the WBO previously, and it fell through. So I don't know if that's been resurrected or not, and then the winner to fight potentially Teofimo Lopez.
Oh,
But
that's gonna be nice.
well, yeah. I mean, looking at
Yeah, that's gonna be
Catterall, who's
nice.
our British guy, how do you kind of compare him to some of the big names on the world scene?
I really like Jack Catterall. I think he's been underrated for a while. But he fought Josh Taylor the first time, came in as an underdog, and let's be honest, he won that fight. Second time, made no mistake about it. So I genuinely think Jack Catterall's got the ability to match him out there. It's just getting the right fights at the right time now.
So just bringing it back to you, what do you think at the moment you need to do to get to the higher level? Maybe not Catterall necessarily, not in the short term, but the likes of Dalton Smith, Adam Mazine. What needs to improve in your game?
Um, Activity. With me, I always learn from my mistakes. I've got a great team who basically, if I don't learn it myself, they're going to shove it down my throat and make
Yeah.
sure I learn. So um, activity. The more fights I get, the more experience, the better I get. Simple as.
And do you need a major kind of TV promoter behind you to get to that level of activity?
I mean, it's always nice, with boxing now, it's all about how much social media attention you can get, how much bums and are on seats. So with a big TV platform, being able to showcase my ability, it would push things out there, it would quicken up the situation. So that would help massively. Not to say that I'm not, I'm over the moon with my current promoter and manager, Steve, because without him, I'll be honest, I probably would have quit boxing a long time ago. So he's made a massive difference in my career.
And then, so looking forward into, say, 2025, what would an ideal year look like for you? This is assuming you obviously defeat Tommy Collins, you enter the year as the Midlands champion. What does 2025 look like if you could pick it?
Um, Potential TV fights, and just plenty of activity. To be fair, this year's been very flat in regards to fights. I've had the one fight so far, and normally I like to pencil in about three or four. So potential TV fights, big fights. I want to fight. I want tough fights. I'm at a stage in my career where I'm not going to learn anything having easy fights. So I want to be thrown in there. My manager knows I'll fight anyone if it makes sense. Ultimately, if it makes sense for the career, then I'll do it.
We seem to be getting fewer shows in the UK at the moment, predominantly because a lot of the higher level actions taking place out in the Middle East. Now, you fought in Jeddah, you fought in Dubai, the latter of which produced, or you produced, a viral knockout. Do you think you'll get the opportunity to fight over in the Middle East again, potentially on a Riyadh season show?
Yeah, potentially. I've just got to keep proving myself. I've got to keep winning, and my name will be thrown in there eventually. So it's just a case of keeping active, keep on doing what I'm doing, and go from there.
We seem to be seeing some quite, great fights, but also some quite random ones. Like it wouldn't be beyond the realms of possibility you get a call to fight a world-rated super lightweight, on a Riyadh
You,
season show.
you wouldn't know. It's funny because I got offered a few fights in Dubai, and a few fights in America as well against people who are at 160. I'm there thinking, hang on, guys, I'm a 140 fighter, and if you are gonna, get me to fight someone that big, at least make it worth my while. But it's funny. I have been getting some random fight offers, so I won't be surprised if something like that happens.
Why do you think that is? Why are they offering you fights at 160?
Probably because my last fight, I was a little fat bastard. Nah, so I came in at 70 because they couldn't match me up with a journeyman at my weight. So I said, you know what, just I don't care to find me anyone. So they found me a lad at 72 or 73 kilograms. And obviously on the day weighing, so I was roughly weighing about 68 kilograms. I basically just ate my way up, got to about 70, and yeah. So technically, on my box rec, it says I'm a super welter. I'm thinking, fucking hell, last time I was a super welter was a good, God knows, about 9 years ago, where I didn't really take diet seriously.
Is there a danger you get spoiled by that you've had this one fight where you get to eat whatever you want and now you've got to go back because this is a title
Oh
fight?
man, literally, I'm now starting my weight cut. So right now is the only bit of energy I have up until my next meal now, because I'm gonna be fucked anyway. It's all a part of the process. It's all worth the end goal. So it's all good.
Well, I'm glad you've managed to fit us in with that in mind.
Nah,
Um,
it's all good, man.
Tell us a little bit about life outside the ring at the moment, outside the gym. What you got going on? How's the family?
Oh man, life is basically just gym, gym, gym. I'm gonna be honest at this point because I've literally just submerged myself in the training. Even now my job's based in the gym, so not in the gym, but I'm training at, but in a gym. Um, I'm just submerged in. Oh man, I have a boring life right now. I quite like it. My life is boring. All it is wake up, train clients, train some more, go back home and sleep. Which is fucking. It's not bad now, but I think about it. It's all right. It's all right. I'm all right. But I tell you what, after the fight, I am looking forward to just having a bit of a life because I've more or less been in like 2 or 3 back-to-back training camps now at this point, with no rest in between. So it's been fucking hell, but good. It's been good as far as boxing concerned. As far as for the soul, oh man, I'm miserable. But it's the stuff you have to do to get what you want. So I know I just got to keep my head down and keep going.
What have you most missed? What are you most looking forward to when it's over?
Food, hella food, man. Food. We're talking. Listen, I told I've got a good few people come from Birmingham as well. I said to them, guys, you either bring me a kebab after the fight, or we're gonna go to the greasiest spot ever. I don't either or. The sooner the better. So they're on the job. So I know for a fact the moment the bell goes, someone's waiting there with some juicy food. So I can think about.
Sounds like you're looking forward to that as much as winning the Midlands title.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, man. I have been on a strict diet for the past how long now? Maybe about 5 months, maybe 6 months since I left the surgery because I've just been so non-stop. So man, I'm looking to just let loose for a week, come back, fat as fuck, and then go for it all again.
Great stuff. Well, I hope you get your just rewards on the 20th of December. Very best of luck. And
Thank you, my man.
yeah,
Always a pleasure.
well, let's catch up again after the fight.
100%, my man. You take it easy.
All right, mate. And you take care.
Cheers, Dan. Take care.
Bye bye.